Okay, so wide knee child's pose, maybe with a blanket underneath of the knees. If you have yoga blocks, you may also want the yoga blocks placed at the front short side of the mat. Big toes close are connected, knees apart, and then you're gonna fold your body forward into the space between the inner legs and inner knees. And if you like, you can create that small pillow for your forehead, or a variation I've been enjoying lately is to put the prayer hands together, keep softness in the elbows, and then let the forehead come down. So the elbows don't necessarily have to be all the way straight. I actually find more comfort in the shoulders by keeping the elbows bent. As you come into this pose or any posture that you use as a centering pose, the intention really is about arrival. The body is here, right? The body's here in the pose on the mat, but the mind may be here, or it could be processing something that happened earlier in your day, or in anticipation of what your day may bring. So let's allow this pose to symbolize an invitation for not only your body to arrive, but also for your mind to arrive and connect to this moment that you're in. Fullness in your inhalation and your exhalation here. Last inhale and last exhale in the child's pose. And then we're going to rise up into all fours, tabletop pose. So as you come up to your hands, your knees are a little bit wide, so you're going to slide your knees so that they're underneath of the frontal hip points. We're going to do a couple rounds of the cat-cow motion to warm up the spine. So as you're breathing in, you're going to let your belly start to release downward toward the floor and elevate up through the center of your heart. And as you're exhaling, you're going to draw your tailbone under, press down into your hands, feel your shoulder blades move apart as your chin gently drops in. And then two more times, inhale, let your belly release. There's a little softening in the elbows so that your heart can draw through. And then as you exhale, draw your tailbone under, feel the pressure of your hands down, and feel your shoulder blades pull apart on the back body. And then one more time, inhale, releasing through the belly, grounding through the hands as the center sternum rises high. And exhale as you're pressing into your hands and drawing your tailbone under, chin slightly coming in. And then as you breathe in, we're just going to let the spine come to neutral. We're going to take more weight into the left knee, and we're going to reach out through the right knee, and we're going to let the right ball of the foot come to the floor. So it's kind of like a kickstand there. Reach out long through the crown of your head, and we're just going to simply rock the body forward and back a little bit. So you're going to feel the heel press toward the back of your mat and then rock forward. And so we're stretching up through the sole of the foot, as well as the back of the ankle, and then doing some like contract and release through the calf muscle. Okay, now the next time that your heel is more up and down, almost feeling like it's perpendicular to the floor, we'll pause there. Keep reaching out through the crown of the head. We're going to see about breathing in and letting the right leg lift. Now, as the right leg lifts, your belly likely will just naturally want to tip back down to the floor. So you can allow that to occur. Let the belly release and take a little light lift of the heart. And as you exhale, let's curl the right knee into the right elbow. So draw the knee in, press into your hands, and round through your spine again. And then let's take that two more times. So breathe in, let the right leg lift, feel a light elevation of your heart. And as you're exhaling, curl your right knee in, press downward into your hands as you round your spine. And then one more time, take a sweeping breath in as the right leg reaches up. And as your exhale, curl your right knee in, round through your back. Now breathe in, let your right leg re-extend back behind you. Now you can modify this always by bringing the ball of the foot down to the floor. Now here, instead of allowing the belly to release down to the floor, you want to press a little bit into your hands. Now just that pressure of your hands down into your mat, you're already going to start to feel your belly button draw into the spine. You can exaggerate that a little bit by intentionally drawing those low ribs on the front body in, and then you might transfer all the weight into the right hand as you stretch your left arm forward in a spinal balance. So take a deep breath in, feeling your body grounded, but also expansive. And then as you take your next exhale, let your left hand come down as well as your right knee. And then take your hips and just let your hips kind of swing off just real fluidly from side to side. So these movements that we're doing here are bringing some engagement to the gluteal muscles, which are stretched in that figure four, sometimes called the thread the needle position. All right, let's take those movements on the second side. So ground into your right knee and extend out through your left knee with the left ball of the foot anchored. Reach long through the crown of your head and then just start to pulse your left heel forward and back a few times. Just bringing some stretch to the sole of the left foot, up through the Achilles tendon, the back of the ankle, and then that contract and release through the calf muscles. All right, when your left heel rocks up so that it almost feels like it's straight up and down, pause there. And then breathe in, start to allow your left leg to float up. And as that happens, your belly will likely just want to tip down to the floor. So allow that to occur. And then as you exhale, scoop your left knee in toward your left elbow point and round through your back body. And then as you inhale, send the left leg back up, lift up through your heart. And as you exhale, draw the left knee in toward the left elbow as you round through your back. And then one last time, take a breath in and lift up through the heart. And as you exhale, round in the back. And then as you inhale, send the left leg up behind you. Now let's press down into the hands just a bit to draw the belly in toward the spine. And then if you like, you can stay right there. You can ground more into the left hand and stretch your right arm by your right ear as you reach long. Take a deep breath in. And as you exhale, your right hand and your left knee can come down. And then you can take that simple sway of your hips from side to side. Okay, and then just coming through the center, we're going to breathe in, spread the fingers, release the belly toward the mat as you lift up through your heart. Now exhale, we're going to take downward facing dog. So tone the belly button into the spine, ground through the hands, and let your knees lift up as you lift the sitting bones up toward the sky. Now before we hold, let's take another breath in, lightly come back down to the knees, tabletop, and let your belly release again toward the floor. And then as you exhale, strong foundation through the hands, belly button comes into the spine, float your knees back up, downward facing dog. We're gonna do that one more time before we take the hold. So you're gonna inhale, let your knees come down, let your belly release. And as you're exhaling, ground through the balls of the feet, and then float your knees up, taking downward dog. Now this time in the down dog, we'll hold. So you can walk out through your knees. Your hips might take a light sway from side to side. Okay, and then when you're ready, you can just take your gaze, look up toward your hands, and you can step over your blanket so that you come into the forward fold. And as you breathe in, let your hands slide upward on your shins, reach out through the crown of your head, and then as you're exhaling, fold into your legs. Now, as you're breathing in, let your knees bend. Take a big circle sweep of your arms. Let your body rise all the way up. Now, Keeping the body a mountain pose, but we'll take a couple cactus arms here. So you're gonna exhale, bend at your elbows and feel the center of your chest lift up a little bit. You might even notice an openness through your throat. And then as you breathe in, re-extend your arms back by your ears, a very invigorating pose, extended mountain. Exhale, cactus again. So let your elbows bend as you lift up through your heart. And then just one more time, breathe in, let your arms re-extend back up. And as you exhale, let your elbows take cactus position. And as you're breathing in, let your arms re-extend upward. As you exhale, prayer hands coming together, bend your knees and hinge your body forward over your legs, taking the forward fold. Now, as you inhale, slide your hands up on your shins, lift your belly away from your thighs, reach long through the crown of your head. And as you exhale, we're gonna take the left foot and step it back and spin the left heel down, coming up for warrior two. So circle sweeping the arms, rising up, facing the long left side of the mat. Take a breath in, straighten your right knee, sweep your arms up by your ears. And as you exhale, allow your right knee to bend as your arms come down to parallel the floor. 2 more times that pulse. Inhale, straighten the right knee, reach your arms by your ears. Exhale, allow your right knee to come down, arms parallel the floor. Last one, inhale, reach your arms by your ears, straighten your knee. And exhale as you come into warrior two. So pausing here for a moment. So I just want to reflect a little bit about the symbolism of the pose. So the warrior stance, one meaning is about taking the courageous stance to face the challenges or the obstacles that are in front of you. Another symbolism of the pose is just feeling your back left foot represent, just the remembrance of all the moments that have brought you here into this present moment. The spine representing this current moment that we're in right now, and the front right foot representing the future, right? And just feeling into the importance of the past, present, and the future. Take one more deep breath in. Now, as you're exhaling, we're gonna cartwheel the arms around so we can frame the front right foot and lift the back left heel away from the floor. Now, the left hand can stay on the ground or it may be propped by a block while your right hand comes to your hip. So you have high lunge with your legs, but revolved with your spine. Right hand to the hip, or if you want a more expansive light feel, you might stretch the right arm up. Being mindful of the right shoulder though, take a deep breath in. And now as you're exhaling, your right hand will come down. The block can move off the mat. Step your front foot back into downward dog. Okay, and just take a moment here, maybe even a letting go breath. Take a breath in through the nose and a deep breath out through the mouth. Now, before we transition from this pose, I want to do some down dog toe taps. This is also going to bring some engagement to the hip muscle. So we're going to let the weight come into the left ball of the foot, and you may bring even a little bend to your left knee. We're going to inhale, let the right leg start to lift up. Now, it might come partially up, might go a little bit higher, just kind of depends on your body. And as you exhale, just lightly bring your right big toe down to the floor. It's a very light tap. Then you're going to inhale, send your right leg back up. And as you exhale, lightly tap the right big toe down. We're going to just do one more lift. So inhale, right leg is going to go up. And then as you exhale, your right foot's going to come all the way down. Let the weight come into it as the right knee bends. We're going to do that 3 times on the left before we transition from this pose. So inhale, float the left leg up, partial or maybe a little higher. And exhale, lightly tap the left big toe. Inhale as the left leg reaches up to feel your heel rise up, your hands steady and strong. Exhale, light tap. And then this very last one on this side, inhale, your left leg is going to reach up. And exhale, the left foot's coming all the way down and you're in the downward dog. Breathe in through your nose and out through your mouth. Okay, take your gaze forward toward your hands. You're welcome to walk, or if you can take a light hop, that's fine too. Just transitioning to the front short side of your mat. Inhale, lifting out through your spine halfway. So your spine telescopes forward, reach out through the crown of the head, and exhale as you fold back into your legs. As you're breathing in, let your knees bend. Take a big circle sweep of your arms. Let your arms rise up. And as you come to extended mount, we'll do 3 more cactus arms here. So exhale, let your elbows bend. You feel the back body engage as you open through your heart, and inhale as you reach your arms back up by your ears. Exhale, taking the cactus arms. Just one more repetition. Breathe in, extended mountain. Exhale, bend at the elbows, light lift of the heart. Inhale, let your arms re-extend up by your ears. And as you exhale, bend at your knees, hinge your body forward, coming into forward fold. Now, as you inhale, lift the belly away from the thighs, reach nice and long through the crown of the head. And as you're exhaling, right foot is stepping back so that the right heel can spin down. And your breath in, you cartwheel your arms, come into warrior two, facing the right long side of the mat. So you can take those 3 pulses here before the hold. So breathe in, straighten your left knee as you bring your arms by your ears. And as you exhale, allow your left knee to bend as your arms come down to parallel the floor. And then as you inhale, straighten your knee, reach your arms up by your ears, and exhale as your knee bends and your arms come back down. And then one last time, inhale, allow your left knee to straighten as your arms reach up. And exhale, allow your left knee to bend. Now here we pause, just taking this momentary reflection, moving into the full moon tomorrow. So the opportunity to pause and reflect, right foot representing our past, spinal column representing the moment that we're in, and the front left leg representing the future. Take a deep inhalation here, and as you exhale, let your arms cartwheel down. Frame your front foot, spin your right heel away from the floor so you're in high lunge, right hand on the mat or prop with the block. As your left knee lines up over your ankle, slide your left hand to your hip. And then you are welcome to stay here with the hand connected into the body, or if you like, you can take your left arm and open it up. So twisting through the belly, turning through the heart, take one more breath in. And now as you're exhaling, left hand is coming down and the left foot is stepping back into down dog. So upon arrival, just take a deep inhale through your nose and a deep breath out through your mouth. Now we're going to start those down dog toe taps this time with the left leg first. So ground into your right foot. A little bend or deep bend in your right knee if the leg is a little restricted. So breathe in, take the left leg, sweep it high. And as you exhale, the left big toe lightly touches. Inhale as you take your left leg, reach it up. Exhale as the big toe lightly touches. This next one is our last one. Breathe in, let the leg lift high. And as you exhale, the left ball of the foot is coming all the way down. We're taking our last 3, and then we're going to come down to the knees. So ground into the left foot, soft or deep bend in the left knee. Inhale, right heel is going to sweep up toward the sky. And as you exhale, let your right big toe come down to the mat. And then inhale as your right leg reaches up, down dog split. And as you exhale, a light taps, our very last one. Inhale, let your right heel lift up toward the sky. And as you exhale, the right foot is coming down. So here, take one more breath in, just a slow draw in of the breath into the body. And as you're exhaling, deeply breathing out with a sigh. One last inhalation, and then as you're exhaling, let's let the knees come down lightly into table. So let's do the shoulder thread the needle variation in addition to the hip. So just ground down into your right hand and let your left hand come up to your left hip. So here the tailbone just starts to slightly draw down so that your heart can spin to the left. And as you exhale, we're going to take the left hand and it's going to come down between the right hand and the right knee. So coming all the way down onto the left arm as well as the left side of the face. Now, if the neck feels uncomfortable or if the head is hovering, you want to slide an extra blanket beneath the left side of the face. Okay, so here you can keep your right elbow bent if you like and just press into the hand. It's kind of like an anchor. Another favorite variation of mine is to walk the right hand forward. It might land on the floor. If your block is handy and you want a little extra height, you could land right on your yoga block. Deep inhalation. Slow, deep exhalation. Now with your right hand, if you walked it forward toward the front short side of the mat, you're gonna wanna slowly walk that hand back in now because it's gonna be your anchor to rise up. So you're gonna bend the right elbow, press into the right hand, and inhale, unthread the left hand. Both hands come to the mat. One cat-cow between the sides. Inhale, release the belly, lift up through the heart. Exhale, draw the tailbone under, press into your hands as you round through your spine. And inhale as you come to neutral. You're gonna let the weight ground into your left hand and your right hand is gonna come to your hip. So let the tailbone, the very end of the spine, slightly draw down, and then the belly will slightly pull in and you'll turn your heart to the right. Now on your next exhale, take your right arm, you're threading it through your left hand and your left knee coming down to the right arm and the right side of the face. Now remember, an extra blanket underneath of the right side of the face can be helpful. So left elbow can stay bent. You can also feel free to walk that arm forward if you want to create a side bend in addition to twist. Deep inhalation. Deep exhalation. So if you walk the left hand forward, you're gonna wanna slide your left hand back now because that's your anchor for rising. So as you breathe in, unthread your right arm. So your right hand is gonna come flat. We'll do one more cat-cow. So breathe in, let your belly tip down toward the floor, and then exhale as you press into your hand and draw your tailbone under. All right, inhaling, coming to neutral with your spine. Take your legs out to the right or to the left so that you can swing your legs around in front of you and transition to your spine. So if you're not sure if you want to use a strap, you could have a strap or something similar to that out to your side, and then we'll come all the way down onto the spine. All right, so once you arrive, just first simply let your knees bend, feet flat, and rock your knees from side to side. And then after a few more repetitions, as you feel ready, you can point your knees straight up to the ceiling. So you want to bring your feet a little bit closer so that your heels line up with your sitting bones. And so you can pick up your right ankle and cross your right ankle over your left thigh. So sometimes this pose is called the thread the needle, the eye of the needle. I often call it the figure four. You can stay here, or you can pick up your left foot to draw the shape of your legs toward your body. Now, if you want, you can hold onto the back of the left thigh by taking your right arm, threading it through the space that you've created with your legs, left hand to the outside, and then you can clasp onto the back of the thigh. Now, a reason you might use a strap is if you don't have an easy catch of the leg, you can actually take a strap or a scarf, thread it through the space of your legs, and you can hold on to the strap instead. Makes the pose much more accessible. In addition to this, if you want to take a hamstring stretch with the left leg, you might take your left leg and begin to extend through the knees so that the sole of the foot begins to reach up toward the ceiling. That leg may come partially straight, or if there's a lot of motion, range of motion in the hamstring muscles, you might extend the leg a little more fully. Good. Pausing here for a few more moments. Just feel a little bit of pressure out through the right heel as a way of keeping the outer right ankle strong. Deep inhale. Last exhale. Okay. If your left leg is reaching up toward the sky, you want to allow your left knee to bend, release your hands or release the strap, and allow your left foot to come down and your right foot to come down. Widen your feet and your arms, and then swing your legs from side to side. Okay, we're gonna point the knees back up to the ceiling, bring the feet a little closer, pick up the left foot, cross the left ankle over. You can always stay right here in this initial stage with the right foot planted, or go ahead and float your right foot up. And then if you like, you can thread your right hand through the space of your legs, catching hold of the back of the right thigh with your hands, or remember you have your strap, which is handy. You can catch hold there. And then possibility of taking your right heel and reaching it upward toward the ceiling. Deep inhale and deep exhale. So really feeling the release and relaxation of the back of the body down to the floor. So one aspect of the symbolism of the full moon is rest. So you might take that into consideration for tomorrow and maybe even the day after, is just taking time for rest, to pause, to reflect. It's really about reflecting on the gifts that you have in your life. Our mind can become preoccupied by focusing on the lack of what we may think we don't have or what needs to change. So the full moon is an opportunity to turn toward the fullness of your life and cultivate appreciation for what you have. All right, last inhale and exhale. And then we're allowing the right knee to bend, releasing the hand so that the right foot can come down and the left foot can come down. Take a few sways of your knees from side to side. And we're taking full body stretch. So right leg and left leg extend out. So this is just a great pose, especially I feel like after a short practice. It's just a pose that brings neutrality into the spine, creates length in the spine. Stretching out. And then when you're ready, we're gonna take a short Shavasana. So you can start to bring your arms down by your sides, or if you like, connect your hands to the abdominal region. Let the heels start to drop down, toes start to fall open. And let the weight of your body just sink and settle. So one definition of the word yoga is to yoke or to bring together. And so for me, the Shavasana is really a posture that's really symbolic of that word, right? Helps us to feel greater integration between the body, mind, spirit, greater connectivity. Beginning to come back into the awareness of your body, supported by the earth. As you're ready, you can allow your knees one at a time to bend, so that your feet connect back into the solidity of the earth beneath you. And then as you're ready, rolling to the right or to the left, coming to lie on your side. And then feeling your hands anchor downward and let that give rise to your body coming back up to your seat. As your hands join together, prayer at your heart, feel the line of your spine long as you root through your sitting bones and reach through the crown of your head. The light within me sees and bows to that same light that resides within each one of you. Namaste.